Welcome to the Durham Derby. The two Durham-based teams, the Whitby Steelhawks and the Oshawa Outlaws, meeting for the 9th time in Arena Lacrosse League East history, and we are underway. Whitby comes away with the first possession. Captain Mark Farthing will hand it off. Zach Ursu staying up. Actually, no, I don't think he is, because Adam Peroni just gave him the thumb towards the bench as Peroni came up for a shift. Bounce pass to the far side. Now Peroni bounces up top to Tyler Goodchild. Owen Boyle tries the swim move and is just separated from his stick. Terrific play by Chris Veltman. The 30 is going to expire, and it will be Oshawa possession in the offensive zone. It rolled all the way into the crease, right to the feet of starting goaltender Lane Rushka. Lucas Coote, who's played quite a bit for Whitby, has been signed by the Rochester Nighthawks. He's on the active roster. Tate Katoni, a new addition to Oshawa's lineup, gets the first shot for them. He's turned aside by Rushka. Here comes Scott Edwards up the floor. Whipping into the offensive zone. Setting the pick there was 88. That's Josh Campbell, a call-up for Whitby. And the putback goal. Nice finish by Dan Mickle. Mickle, who entered the game with 14 goals. Second on the team. That gives him 15 for the season. Whitby takes the lead. They are coached by Gavin Prout, assisted by Brad Reed. At the draw, we've got Matt Boissonneau for Whitby in the gray with the green and black. Up against Mitch Gustafson, who is riding and knocking it free. Nice job by Gustafson on the check to knock it free. Nick Andrioli zips in and picks it up and hands it off to Josh Taguri. He'll have some pressure from Curtis Romanchuk all the way out of the center line. Romanchuk retreats, picks up Jake Gilmore as the ball's on the far side. Here's John St. John, the scoring leader. That shot wide on the far side. St. John entering the game with 12 goals and 36 assists for 48 points. A nice round 6.0 points per game in his 8 contests. Here's Steph Dachenko. We'll have some more Durham Derby info for you as we go along. Some fun stuff looking through the meetings between these teams over the last 4 years. Oshawa with possession after that ball went awry. And Thomas McDonald will leave it for St. John. He gets it to Katoni. Katoni had some big games for Panther City Lacrosse Club as he played with the NLL team for a bit, but tries to fight through the middle. Edwards up on him. St. John slips to the middle. The pass across to Luke Laskowitz doesn't connect. Laskowitz, the leading goal scorer on the club with 20 coming in. Here's Peroni. Decides to rip one. It's off the post, but it's picked up by Oshawa. Gustafson going for a run, but Veltman had to elude a check and then sprints into the offensive zone. Gilmore, a little head direction of traffic, gets it through to Keegan White. White, the local product, is going to play mostly D, but they say he will stay up for some offensive shifts. He's wearing 13 there. That pass to Jeff McNulty doesn't connect. Matt Boissonneau sprints into the offensive zone, hands it off there to Trent Boyd. Boyd, who has been on fire of late, leading the team with 39 points, on 17 goals, 22 assists. He's played all 9 games for them as Whitby sits at 5-4. Oshawa is at 4-5. They've kind of switched position in the standings because Oshawa lost their last game. Whitby has won 3 in a row. There's a bouncer from Laskowitz, the deadly shooter, finds a spot over the shoulder of Rushka and ties it up 1-1, 3 minutes and 12, or sorry, makes it 2-0, 3 minutes and 12 seconds. No, it should be 1-1. I was right. It's 1-1, 3 minutes and 12 seconds into the game. is he playing music? Whitby winning the draw. Ursu swoops in to get it, hands it off to Peroni. He's picked up immediately by Taguri, hands it off. Peroni heads to the bench, and Whitby completing their change. Duchenko, the fifth attacker, coming in. Up to Tyler Goodchild, right back to Mickle. So through the crease call on Josh Campbell. So he'll go head back and play some D. You can see the eyes are pretty big right now, especially as Tate Katoni runs in on him. Looking all right, though, holding his own. Here's young Josh Campbell. Here's Gustafson up for an offensive shift. He's got Scott Edwards out on him. A little slip pick from Jake McNabb, and McNulty on his offside bounces one. Rushka swallows that up, makes the outlet to Curtis Romanchuk. Hands it off to Trent Boyd. Picked up high by Thomas McDonald. Lots of pressure. That pass was kind of floated, and it gets tipped aside by Jordan Ackey. Does go back to Dylan Goddard. That's shot by Duchenko well wide. Tracks it down just before center. 6 on the shot clock, and they've already changed. McDonald picks it up, started to head for the net, decides to just leave it there, let Keegan White pick it up. And Duchenko checking him, and you can hear Steve McCarthy or Joe Hiltz, one of the Oshawa coaches. Sorry, I should give you their staff. Steve McCarthy, the head coach, Joe Hiltz, and Jeff Dowling assisting. They were yelling, that's a dead ball foul. It's at least delay of game. I don't think there's much question. And now we're going to have a holding call. Looks like Cody Hamley going off. That drive to the net, drawing the penalty. I didn't think there was much question about the play on Duchenko. He just started checking the guy before play was blown back in on the dead ball. Laskowitz at the top of the power play is a strong right with McNabb there, and then down low to Josh Gilray. Now they come to St. John. McNulty, the other one low. Foot save by Rushka. Peroni running onto it, trying to get a break. St. John on him. He trips him. Penalty coming, and will it be a penalty shot? That's the question. I don't think it was a clear breakaway, especially because Andrioli was streaking in from the bench. So we'll be 4-on-4 for a minute 40, barring further penalties, and then Whitby will wind up with a brief 20-second power play while St. John serves the remainder of his stripping call. Dylan Goddard calling to the bench saying, we need one more guy. It is 4-on-4, of course, because the penalties did not get called at the same time. Boyle feeds one across to Boyd. He bounces one, but that gets way up over the top of Jackson Brown, the starting goaltender for the Oshawa Outlaws. Gustafson will hand it off to Katoni. A nice chat with his dad Guido before the game. Of course, Tate's brother Holden, star player for the Rochester Nighthawks. Katoni gets a shot off, but no problem for Rushka there. Riley Martinell had a little trouble with it, and that's going to allow some pressure as the forecheck comes from Jake Gilmore, but he does make the pass out to Ursu. Here's Goodchild just waiting for the rest of the offensive complement. Owen Boyle comes out, sets a pick there for Goddard. Boyle was kind of waiting by the door because there were already two lefties and one righty, so he was saying, do you want a righty? And they said, no, just go. Niall Sear will pick it up. Go for a trot around behind the net, runs into the double team, needs some help. Fights through. Nice job to get it out to McNulty. Then he'll head to the bench, and Katoni will come out. Pulls it down. Boissonneau on him. Gets the shot off. Rushka save. Pounces on the rebound. Outlet pass to Boissonneau. They leave him space, so he lets it rip. It goes off of Aki and up out of play. Sorry, Oriel Mandeville. It's 32, not 22. Veltman with the strip and shoots at the open net. Rushka was over by the bench. Had to hustle back, and Veltman just missed it. Here's some checking pressure from Mandeville. Veltman trying to force Boyle over center. He just stays onside. And there's a goal. It's a power play marker because there were still 9 seconds left on St. John's penalty. So Whitby was basically what they were employing was to, bring the goalie to the bench, get the extra attacker out when your penalty's about to expire. Then you're already in the offensive zone. You have everybody there. You maximize your time in the offensive zone. Then when your player gets out of the penalty box, he just steps into the bench. Goalie heads back to the net, no problem. Unless you happen to turn the ball over while you're waiting for that to transpire. And then you see a scenario like that with your goalie sprinting back, hoping to get there in time. Might have got a bit of a break, the Steelhawks. They hit the cutting. Boyle tries to go up over Brown, but the shrug didn't leave him much space. That's a loose ball foul as Goodchild was trying to pick up the ball. And just a little bit overzealous was Peyton Wallace. But half a second later, he would have been okay, but the ball had not yet been acquired. Here's Goodchild running through traffic now. He gets a nice shot off, but just getting enough was Brown with a good solid save. Goodchild gets the roll pass from Mickle. He's under some duress, but he's coming out with one hand on the stick and gets it to Zach Ursu. Boyle lost the ball. I think he was trying to shove it over. Oh, it gets through to Mickle. Comes back to Mickle. He is swatted down by Ryan Nolan. And Mickle is in a lot of pain. He took a swat to the knee. He is still slow getting up. He's just now making his way to the Whitby bench. The Whitby coaching staff, the bench, not very happy with the non-call there. Laskowitz backs away, gives it to McNabb. Whitby all over him. He does get the shot off. Marushka swallows it up, looks for the outlet. Nothing long, he'll go to Farthing. We'll pass it off and head to the bench. There's Peroni. Up top to Jachenko, and he'll slow it down. Wait for the fifth attacker. It's Boyle coming up just inside the restraining line now. It's picked off by Niall Sear. Just a float pass to the middle. Dangerous play leads to this. Oh, nice move by Sear. Great little change of pace to get himself switched over to his proper side, but then missed the net by about 3 feet. Everything was good up until the shot. Goodchild over to Mickle, who's back out. Looks all right. Boyle, checked by Riley McKinnon, way up at the top. Gets it over to Ethan Schott. Schott is checked. Who's it off? It looks like it's off of Schott. Now he and Mandeville getting into it. Mandeville gave him a pretty good swat to knock that ball out. They get after each other. We are going to go to the officials' timeout with 6:03 to go in the first quarter from Children's Arena here in Oshawa. It is 2-1 right now in the Durham Derby. We'll be back right after a quick break. We are ready to roll again. Tate Katoni will start with possession for Oshawa. They will come into the Whitby zone. Steelhawks leading 2-1 as they are leading in the Durham Derby. Over the years, here's Laskowitz. Dead overhand, stick-on-stick check may have caused that to go wide. Comes out to Katoni, they've got 11 left to shoot. He tries to fight through Scott Edwards on him. It goes down to St. John. He spins and shoots, stopped by Rushka, gets away from him. Boissonneau scoops it up. Here's the outlet to Ursu. Boissonneau trailing. Cuts to the net. Owen Boyle, hard shot, but it's wide. It could be a chance here for Andrioli. He wanted to get there before the over and back happened, but he just couldn't quite catch up. Cheeto Andrioli at full tilt. He's going to get possession of the ball and start with it up to St. John. Pass down low to Gilmore. He can't quite get it back to St. John's. Boissonneau gave him a little shove as he was about to catch the ball. Gustafson to Andrioli. Here's Gilmore. McNabb gets underneath. That's hard twister, fully flipped over. That's going to be an over and back or not. Oh, what a save by Andrioli. And gets to St. John, and they've got 6 seconds to shoot. Tries to get over to McNabb. He misses it. And here on the run is Ethan Schott. There are already 2 Outlaws back in their zone, so there's not going to be any chance for a break. So he'll hand it off to Dachenko. Steph Dachenko has been having a little snake bit shooting. He's only got 4 goals, but he does have 21 assists to give him 25 points. You know he'd like to put a few more balls in the net himself. Jackson Brown rips that pass up ahead to Thomas McDonald. He'll find Katoni. There's Keegan White. Now, if you're watching this out in Saskatchewan or somewhere west, that is not the Keegan White you're thinking of, the defender from the Saskatchewan SWAT. This is a local Whitby product. Scott Edwards, he's got Romanchuk with him. He's going to take the shot. Rebound comes right back to him, and he'll hand that off. Mickle lobs it to Peroni as he runs onto the ball just across center. We're into the final 4 minutes of the first quarter. Mickle. That one's blocked. Goes into the corner. Big bump. And there's a loose ball foul called as Ryan Nolan was sent flying backwards into the boards. He looks okay. Mickle getting into it by the Oshawa bench as he's trying to get his stick, and all the Oshawa players innocently running into him. Chance for shot, but Gilmore or McNabb stays on him and slows it down. He'll let him pick it up, but he did his job. Oh, and there's the break for Boyle. In on the net, nice save. Brown throws up the arm as the seas parted for Owen Boyle. Gustafson on the run. He's going to go to the net. Twister scores. Mitch Gustafson, pretty much coast to coast, will tie things up 2-2. Nice bit of work there by the Gus Bus, known mostly as a face-off guy and stalwart defender, but showed some wheels and some hands on that one with 3:05 to play. It is 2-2. Mentioned the Whitby leading the Durham Derby. They've played 8 times before this in the 4 seasons of the Arena Lacrosse League East. Whitby up 6-2 in those 8 games. They've outscored Oshawa 123-101. That's an average. Oh, a turnover at center. Romanchuk runs into the offensive zone. Pressure all over him. Mandeville, whack, whack, whack. Can't quite dislodge it. Hands it off to Boissonneau, and they're on to the offensive set. So that average score was 15.4 to 12.6. So almost a 3-goal edge. There's a shot by Dachenko trying to give him a 1-goal edge in this game. It's wide. It's going to be over and back. Niall Sear racing after it. But again, the ball just too fast getting down the floor to allow him to get a quick restart. He's going to try and go to the net, but Scott Edwards says, no siree. Back you go. And the offense sets up. Here's Katoni. Toe drag, but it's knocked loose. Martinelli stripped him but couldn't pick it up. So it'll be grabbed there by Cody Hamley. He'll walk across center. Hands off to Boyd, who has some momentum, but a couple of white jerseys between him and the net. Penalty coming in front. Rushka heading to the bench. Still 10 on the shot clock. Ball is loose. It's going to be picked up by Goodchild. 5 to shoot. Little sidearm rip by Boyle. Gets up out of play, and the slashing call will be applied with 1:47 to go in the first. And it's Riley McKinnon heading to the box. So Dylan Goddard will start with it up top as Whitby will go strong left. Here's Boyd down to Dachenko. Looks like Mandeville and Veltman up top for the penalty kill. Hard rip by Goddard is wide, and that's Taguri trying to get it. He's down low with Jordan Aki, the other penalty killer. Taguri's ahead, all alone, but the ball eludes him. Boyle tries to grab it. Now Veltman tries to get it, and he does come up with it. Veltman takes a swat there, passes it down to Taguri, and Oshawa goes into full penalty kill mode. Aki looking for the ball. Taguri taking his time. Aki not really open anymore. Now Taguri gets the double team, trying to elude it. Farthing and Boissonneau are there. They won't let him get far, but he kills the 30. And we're into the final minute of the first quarter. Whitby back to the power play setup. Andrioli and Gustafson on the left side now on the penalty kill, but Mandeville and Aki still on the near side. There's Goddard. Back to Boyd. Pick from Goddard. Sidearm shot from Boyd. It did go off of Jackson Brown. Oh, very close with the line. But Dylan Goddard just avoided an over and back. He could have gone into the back zone, back half. But there's no need. And that quick stick from Dan Mickle. He has scored a ton of those this year. That's his second goal of the game, and it's a 3-2 lead for Whitby, the power play marker, with 24.1 seconds to go in the first. Puts them back on top. This is the second meeting of this season, and Whitby won the first one 16-8. In 2020, the abbreviated season cut short by the pandemic, they also won the only matchup, 15-11 that time. Gustafson wins it to himself. Does he have another one in him? No, he's turned aside by Rushka. Pretty good chance, though. Whitby gets the ball. We're going to have a timeout called by Gavin Prout. They're going to try and set something up and add a goal to this. So we will quickly go through the games from the other seasons. 2019, Whitby won a couple of games, 17-12 and 16-12. In the third game between those the teams that season, actually the first one, as they went the other order, Oshawa again scored 12 goals, but this time they held Whitby to 10 to get a win. So it was 2-1 for Whitby in that season. And in 2018, the expansion season for the Steelhawks, they again won 2 out of 3. Oshawa took the first one 17-11, and Whitby returned the favor with a 17-11 win. And then in a high-scoring battle to wrap up their season series, it was Whitby 21, Oshawa 18. Of course, Whitby went on to win the Arena Lacrosse League Championship that year. Tremendous success for an expansion club. Been pretty up and down because in 2019, Whitby was below 500, was well down in the standings. And then last year in 2020, they were actually 9-2, I believe, when the season was halted. All right, here we go. The goalie is out. Trent Boyd running up as it's 6 attackers for Whitby. They've got 10 seconds. They're waiting. Now they go. They get the yaff from the bench. They wait. They keep waiting. Cross sidearm shot. Owen Boyle. What a shot around all kinds of traffic. And that play works like a charm as Trent Boyd drives down low, draws some defensive attention. Sidearm pass across the formation. And Boyle, one quick step and rips it just inside the post. 4-2 Steelhawks. And that will be the score at the end of the first because there's only 1.3 seconds left. We will take a break, and we'll come back with more Arena Lacrosse League action, Durham Derby at the Children's Arena in Oshawa. Yeah. Welcome back, lacrosse friends. We are ready to roll with quarter number 2. It's 4-2 Whitby. Gustafson with the ball again driving towards the net. Goes back door, then St. John cuts. That one's picked off, and Ursu has it. He's going to sprint out of trouble. Loses the ball, but he's got backup. Then the quick pass to Boissonneau had Veltman coming after him. Throws it ahead. Ooh, reverse tuck shot attempt there by Boyd. He is checked into the net, rolled right into the back of it, and that will award possession to Whitby for the loose ball foul. Dan Mickle. Goodchild tries to hit the cutter, is picked off. Steaming into the offensive zone is Riley McKinnon. Good to see him back. I've seen his name on the sheet a couple times. I think it's the first chance I've actually had to see him play this year. Another really solid local product. McNabb takes a big check there. From Goodchild back in the defensive zone. Gets the shot off, though. He worked his way through. It took a little low bouncer. Rushka with the save and the outlet pass. nicely between levels to Edwards, who put his shoulder into Sear as he came running. They both went to the turf, but Edwards managed to hang on to it. He's got to get some help. And there it is. He gets it over to Boyle, who goes to Dachenko. Heck of an effort by Scott Edwards, and he gets an appreciative round of applause from the crowd here. Mickle with the pick, then he rolls to the middle. I don't think Boyle liked the pass, so he goes for the dunk instead. He scores with Brown going to one post. He brings it back to the other one. It's an effective shot, jumping from behind the net. And a minute and a half into the second quarter is now 5-2 Whitby. Gustafson pops another one out to himself, but he overruns it. Boissonneau almost had it, but now it's knocked loose. Boissonneau is going to be there and surrounded by white jerseys, and very calmly just shovels it over into space. He saw that Mark Farthing was running up, just left it there for him. Heads up play by Matt Boissonneau. Peroni looking for help, gets it to Boyd. He's directing traffic, so he can just let a rip go. One's turned aside by Brown. Picked up by Peroni. I don't think he enjoyed the checking he got there very much. Kind of runs into Campbell as the teammates both going to the same spot. There's a hard rip from Boyd again. It would have been over and back, but Mickle was up there standing at center. 15 on the shot clock. Whitby still in possession. Kind of scrambled offensive set. So Peroni fires one from downtown. Brown looking for the long outlet. Couldn't quite connect with Taguri, but Taguri tracks it down anyway. What wheels. Every time I see Josh Taguri play, I'm amazed at how fast he is. Keegan White will find Katoni coming off the bench. Big pick from St. John. Gets the pass on the roll, but the ball just kind of fell out of his stick as he was spinning towards the net through a double team. Here's Romanchuk. He's got Boyd coming from the bench, but nice job by Ryan Nolan to get in the lane. Ball's knocked loose. Andrioli almost had it, but Whitby gets it back. Here's Romanchuk over to Boyd. He's got Nolan on him. Tries to go underneath. The ball's knocked loose. Boyd with it. Niall Sear and Nolan both trying to get it loose. It does roll free. Andrioli goes in to grab it, but couldn't pick it up. But the 30 expired. Now Nolan's got to stay away from that center line. He's in a tough position. Boissonneau all over him. Martinell coming for the double team. There, he finally gets rid of it over to Josh Gilray. Goes behind the back to McNabb. Bouncer. Looked like he got through. Yeah, it got through the arm, between the arm and body of Rushka. Farthing swept in to keep it from going across the goal line, and then got the butt end of his stick caught in the goalie in the net's mesh. Had to kind of extricate himself from difficulty there. In French, that would be se débrouiller. Thank you, Mr. Abel, for the mnemonic device there. Should say Monsieur Abel. Tony picks up the ball, takes a pretty solid whack from shot, hands it off to St. John. McNulty's up top. They're going to go down low, though. That pass turned into a shot as Katoni wasn't quite on the same page with St. John. Long outlet to Dachenko. Won't get much better chances to score than that, but shoots it wide. It's off the boards and onto the back of Brown. Veltman makes the outlet pass. Andrew Woolley to St. John. Steps into the middle, behind the back shot, well off the mark. Rushka pounces on that rebound behind his net and lobs it out to Boissonneau. Boy, Rushka really feeling comfortable with his outlet passing, and that leads to a goal by Dylan Goddard. A little space, perfect angle. You probably had a great view of that from the camera. As Goddard spun, taking the pass from Boissonneau, and just floats one into the far top corner. Perfect placement by the sniper, Dylan Goddard. Again, kudos to Lane Rushka for that outlet pass, getting things started as he just lobbed it up into the, basically in football it'd be between the linebackers and the defensive backs. Boissonneau pulled the ball out, it bounced off the ref, but comes back to him. He gets it and heads it up to Boyle as it is 6-2 Whitby. They're matching their their career lead in the Durham Derby here in this game. Goodchild back to Boyle. Sorry, that was Mickle back to Boyle as Goodchild sets a pick. The roll nicely defended by Keegan White as Mandeville just stays with him. Now they switch. Backdoor pass, doesn't quite connect with Campbell. Boy, there's good two-man defense, and then the wide open cutter on the far side, but they just couldn't connect on the pass. Here's White. He's got a shot coming after him. The ball pops loose. Now he's shoved to the floor by Riley Martinell. Still comes up with the ball. Now it's stripped. McNabb is there, gets away from shot. We'll pass it back to St. John. They've got 6 to shoot. Katoni pulls it down, passes it across. There's nobody there. I think he thought somebody was coming. Instead, he just kind of wound up throwing it to open space. And the 30 will expire on Oshawa. Whitby back to the O with 9:22 to go in the first half. Mickle takes it at the top. 4 lefties out for Whitby. They do have more lefties than righties. They basically have 4 lefties and 2 righties as set offensive guys tonight. So you might have the odd shift with 4 lefties. That ball gets up out of play, and here comes Oshawa. Beltman. Tony watched there by Ursu. Big shoulder pick by St. John. The roll, I think that was supposed to be a pass. It wound up being kind of a shot, but off target. Laskowitz gets the ball, hands it off there to McNulty, who ripped a shot. That one stopped, and then Rushka grabs the ball, tries to make an outlet pass, but Scott Edwards can't find it, and Katoni scoops it up and runs into the zone. Fresh 30 for Oshawa. Bouncer far side. That's how Laskowitz scored his goal earlier in the game. Not this time. And here comes Edwards the other way. He's got the man off the bench. Hits the second cutter. Goddard, who's shot. Quick shot. Not sure they're going to love that choice on your offside early in the shot clock when you've just been running. And it leads to a goal the other way. Mitch Gustafson in the scrambled transition tucks home his second of the game. He's a sniper tonight. Cuts the lead to 6-3 for Whitby with 8:03 to play here in the second quarter. Jordan Aki comes out after Gustafson scored there. Aki will take the faceoff against Boissonneau. He's a pretty good faceoff guy. Did a good job for Canada East at the World Juniors last year. He's, I think, a 3-time World Juniors player. That pass gets a little past the outstretched stick of Josh Gilray back playing a defensive shift. See if they go after him. Romanchuk, the D playing up on O. That pass doesn't connect, and no harm for Oshawa. St. John couldn't accept that outlet pass from Veltman. The ball's turned over immediately. Here's a chance off the bench. Boyd had to try the short hop on the pass from Hamley that was just a little bit in between on him. And Oshawa gets it back. Thomas McDonald. Very alert. Saw Boissonneau coming behind him. Just shuffled out of the way and hands it off. Just 15 to shoot for Oshawa. Those are deep into the shot clock here. Laskowitz took the pass from McNabb. Watched by Farthing. Shovels it out to St. John. Good shooting position, but Rushka was right there and hit him dead center, middle of the chest. Boissonneau over center. Jachenko takes it. Pass down to Jachenko. He throws it behind the back, misses. Goddard grabs it, goes for the dunk. That one's wide. Goodchild grabs it, 4 to shoot. From up top, Peroni's just going to let it rip. Didn't touch anybody, so the 30 will expire. And we're going to go to the officials' timeout. The score 6-2 for Whitby over Oshawa with 6:31 to go in the first half of this Durham Derby. All right, lacrosse friends, we're back underway. Jake Gilmore starting with it over to St. John. Immediately to McNulty. Quick movement by Oshawa and Laskowitz. Low shot. That's going to be an over and back. James Houston races to the bench to try and create a quick restart opportunity, but that ball again just ricocheting all the way down the length of the floor. Here's Trent Boyd up to Campbell. He falls. Gustafson on the run. He's thinking hat trick. Yep, he's going to the net. Scores! What a beauty! Mitch Gustafson. The Gus Bus is on fire. Scoring 3 of Oshawa's 4 goals. And he is applying the I just scored, I'm not taking the face-off edict as he goes to, well, somebody's got to go. Hey, there's Riley Morgan. He's a face-off guy. I've seen a fair bit of him taking draws. But Boissonneau wins it clean to himself. It's a 3-on-2, hands it off to Boyd. Nice stop by Jackson Brown on that great chance, but Boyd went through the crease and then played the ball or checked the Oshawa player. You can't do either. Can't be the first to play the ball, first to get a pass, or check a player on the opposing team after you've gone through the crease. Catoni, nice pass down to St. John, but he is stopped. Peroni just runs through that check, shoots and scores. Holy cow. We are seeing some transition excellence tonight as Peroni just looks off the pass, likes what he sees, and buries it top corner. Far top corner, perfect shot. Peroni at 7-4, answering the Gustafson hat trick goal. It's interesting looking at the scoring of these teams as Whitby very balanced. They've got 6 players who are averaging 3.8 or more points per game. Their leader, Trent Boyd, has 4.3, so nobody's scoring a ton, but a lot of guys scoring well. That's going to be a violation on Gustafson, and Whitby will get the ball. Oshawa, on the other hand, has Johnny St. John with 6.0 a game, Laskowitz with 5.5 a game, but then nobody else anywhere near that. They have a lot of players down in the 3-point something. So much more heavily reliant on a couple of players. I'm sure they're hoping that Tate Catoni can help out with that. So far it's been Mitch Gustafson helping out. That shot is wide, gets up out of play. Bounces right down to Rushka. We'll just lob it ahead to the captain, Farthing. He goes bench side and finds Dachenko. Backdoor attempt, Mickle had to jump up for that quick stick and couldn't quite corral it. It goes a little bit above the net. Boyle down low to Mickle. He circles to the top, hands it off to Campbell. He's thinking shot. He takes it, but that's way wide. Taguri grabs it with one hand. He's gone, but Peroni's out there waiting, so he's going to have to turn back with Boyle all over him. Taguri runs away from trouble, hands it off to St. John. He's going to wait for the offensive set to come out. They've got the full 5. Now they're down to 13 seconds to shoot. Catoni gets under Romanchuk, but Romanchuk recovers. So he goes up top. Andrioli, that follow through, hit Ursu. The shot bounces off the backboards right back to him. They go back to a glorious chance for Laskowitz. The pass from St. John didn't quite connect. There's Steph Dachenko getting one. He had an even better, more wide open transition chance earlier, but this time he comes off the bench and has to get rid of it immediately, bounces it home, and Oshawa gets one back. We got 8-4 up on the board, but we'll get that corrected for you at some point, I'm sure. I believe that's 7-5. We know. Oh, there's one for Whitby as Dylan Goddard just drops the head of the stick, and you can hear it bang its way through the 5-hole. Aki wins the draw to himself. Heads down. Thought he probably had a better shooting angle than passing angle. And we're going to have a penalty on that play. Yeah. Ethan Schott going to the box. I think Oshawa wanted 5 on that one. It will be just 2 minutes. And the Outlaws going to the power play. Katoni, hard rip from the outside, but it comes straight out to Romanchuk. Tries to shovel it ahead to Farthing, but it's well away from him and rolls all the way to Jackson Brown. Bit of a wasted opportunity for Whitby. That will lead to Oshawa coming right back on the man advantage. Katoni at the top. He's going to get back from St. John. Oh, no, skip past to Laskowitz. Now it goes to Katoni. Behind the back, St. John rips it. That one's wide. Laskowitz off the boards. Backdoor attempt. Gilmore couldn't find the range. And here comes Boissonneau running through traffic. Now bounces it ahead to Romanchuk. Mickle was cutting to the net. Romanchuk took a look, but wisely held it off. 1 minute left in the penalty to shot. Niall Sear well up, putting some pressure on Romanchuk, but no help yet. Gustafson comes. Double team. Pretty good job, though. Romanchuk kills the 30 as that is the buzzer going. Niall Sear will pick it up, leave it for Gustafson. St. John gets it back for McNulty. Oh, Laskowitz, what a rocket. Bangs it in off the pipe. So power play goal. It's making it 9-5 on the scoreboard here. $1:59 to go in the first half. Boissonneau thought he had it, came out. Aki was still there. The ball was still there, but Boissonneau circled back around, and eventually it's Owen Boyle coming away with it. Boyle takes the pass at the half boards. Aki on him. Little sidearm shot from Josh Campbell. Fresh 30 as the ball comes back. And here's Dyachenko with a chance. Scores. Gets Brown standing up tall and goes down about hip height. Sneaks it through. And there's another one for Dyachenko. 10-5 showing for Whitby. With 1:31 to go here in the half. That one comes flying out straight to Romanchuk. It's a 3-on-3, 3-on-4 as Keegan White gets back, so he'll slow it down, go to Trent Boyd, who was thinking about going to the net. Mandeville there to meet him. Campbell with a little pick. They go inside. Oh, they score. Mickle gets the shot off as he's coming across to his offside. And Brown got some of it, but not enough. Makes it 11-5. Steelhawks. 1:15 to go here in the first half. Ursu with the ball off the draw, goes to the net, score! No! Brown got enough, it comes back out. I thought it was going through the legs, but he turns it aside. Taguri sprints over center. Wow, that's actually just a trot for him. Hands it off to McNabb as we're in the final minute of the half. Gilray circles, bounces to St. John. 14 to shoot. Okay, that's not going to be a goal. The ball did go in, I think, but Keegan White didn't possess the ball in his stick. You can go grab it in the crease, but you've got to have it in your mesh. You can't just swat it home. And he just tapped it with the head of the stick. McKinnon picks up that loose ball. Katoni coming off the bench. There's 7 Outlaws on the floor. Some of them are in the change box, but a whole bunch of them are out in play. And that is going to lead to, I believe that's going to be a illegal substitution. Or is it a timeout? Oh, okay. Oshawa got the timeout. So we're near the end of the first half. Make sure you go and check out Lacrosse Link this week and every week. This week we had Robert Hope, captain of the Colorado Mammoth. And who else did we have, Gary? I can't remember now. Oh, having a little bit of a brain cramp. We'll get back to it. It was really good. Oh, yeah. We had Logan Schuss of the Vancouver Warriors with that crazy 17-16 overtime game. Colorado coming back from 7 goals down for the second time this season against Vancouver. So obviously, Hope a little happier to talk about that game, but Logan Schuss, great guest as well. So go check that out and see the rundown to see what you need to know about the world of lacrosse. That's Lacrosse Link. It's on Facebook, it's on the YouTube page, and Lax Sports Network. Oshawa taking their time. Katoni has it now. 8 seconds, they will commence. St. John through the middle. Laskowitz stopped by Rushka. He's got a chance at the net. That may have been headed for the net. Not sure if it would have got there, but Josh DeGurry sprinted out to make sure it did not get there. And we will go to the break with the scoreboard showing Whitby 11, Oshawa 5 in the Durham Derby. I'm Stephen Stamp. This is the ALL on JVI Sports Network. Welcome back to the Lacrosse Friends. We're ready to go with the third quarter. It's 11-5 Whitby. And I double-checked, and yeah, the score's right. It's 3 for Gustafson and 2 for Laskowitz for Oshawa, and that's it. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble keeping track of scores this year. It's out of practice, I guess. Whitby with the 6-goal lead and possession. Boyle takes a check from Peyton Wallace way up high. Duchenko sees a lane underneath, goes to the crease, to the net, but is stopped by Jackson Brown. Remains between the pipes for Oshawa. Cheeto Andrioli up over center, leaves it for St. John. Hits McNabb, immediately down to Gilray. McNabb watched there by Peroni. It's the pick from Gilray. They get the roll in the shot, but Rushka shuts the wickets. And some kind of a violation called against Whitby, which is going to lead to Oshawa possession once again. And Laskowitz pulled it up. Interesting at halftime to see in the Whitby dressing room, the captain, Mark Farthing. They've only given up 5 goals. That shot by Katoni turned aside. But it's grabbed by Gilmore for a fresh 30. Gets it across to Gilray, but he has the stick knocked right out of his hands. Big scramble for the ball. A little push from Laskowitz. It's going to lead to possession just enough. But then Gilray was enough to get the ball loose, but not enough to draw a foul. But Gilray was swarmed by gray shirts. But that's very close to an overback by Trent Boyd. He was flirting with disaster there. But yeah, seeing Farthing drawing up some plays on the dry erase board for his defensive teammates. Little sidearm shot by Mikkel is wide. Niall Sear takes it. Boissonneau, the first man off the bench, will meet him. Sear just runs in, and great defensive job by Boissonneau to just head him off into the corner. Sear wisely pulls it down. Here's McNabb, sidearm bouncer wide. Katoni picks it up. He'll let Andrioli coming off the bench. McNabb again, down to 7 to shoot. That'll be a fresh 30 as Katoni snags it. Boissonneau on him. Big pick from Andrioli. But nice job switching by the Steelhawks. Now Andrioli gets open, shoots a low bouncer. Stopped by Rushka, gets away from him. But Ursu is there to snag it. Ursu, nice little bounce pass around the forechecker to Shot. But then the ball's turned over, and Katoni all alone on Rushka. Rushka stays on the goal line. Katoni misses, but then he's knocked down by Romanchuk. It's a loose ball foul, and Oshawa will get the ball back. Katoni along the boards. Gilray finds it back to Katoni. Edwards out on him. This is Gilray low with Houston watching him. Little pick, and then the slip through by Laskowitz, but the pass was a little far and goes all the way to Rushka. Just stays in play as Edwards lost control of it and then kind of pushed it at Josh Campbell. Campbell, the junior call-up from the Junior Arena Lacrosse League. Good child, fakes. Now makes the pass to Dachenko. He's knocked down as he shoots. It goes wide. McDonald thought he had it, but eventually it bounces to his teammate. And Peyton Wallace gets it through to McNabb. Looked like a pretty risky pass, but great job getting it through. McNabb wound up having to just pass it high, and Oshawa sets up. Andrioli tries to swim underneath Martinell, scores! Great drive by Andrioli. Saw his opening, took it, and then bounces that shot 5-hole to make it 11-6. $11:18 to go here in the third, so that was 3:42 into the quarter. Riley Morgan back out for the draw for Oshawa against Boissonneau, who's been there all night for the Steelhawks. Morgan pulls it out. Looked like Mandeville had it. Now he does. Double team on him. Puts his shoulder down, tries to bull through, but gets it stripped. Still loose. Down by Mandeville's feet. Oh, nice job by, who's that, Taguri, to get onto the ball. That allows Mandeville to pick it up. 3 gray jerseys, though. And Ursu will come away with it. It's just strength in numbers for the Steelhawks, who are all over every Oshawa player trying to get that possession. Dan Mickle, hidden ball trick. They're on him. Dachenko is waiting for a pass. Illegal pick called. So it's delay a game against Dan Mickle. Didn't immediately get out of the way when the ball was turned over. You can't just not check somebody. You actually have to make sure you're giving them some space. So Laskowitz, what a rip for his hat trick. He joins Gustafson. Has 3 goal scorers, just dropping the head of the stick and finding that little spot open just inside the post. What a shooter. That gives him 23 for the season here in his 9th game. He actually has twice as many goals as anyone else on the Outlaws at this point in the year. So face-off violation against Oshawa. Gustafson carries the ball for a bit, kind of having a bit of a laugh with the official. And Whitby is like, that's delay a game. He's carrying the ball after a turnover. That one's off of Jackson Brown and up out of play, so Whitby gets a fresh 30. Good child at the top. This is Trent Boyd, watched by Veltman. Goddard He's got a goal or two today. Oh, back to the far side. A dead overhand rip from Owen Boyle, but Brown had no trouble with that one. Lobs it out to McKinnon. Oshawa, see, they got a bit of momentum. The only 2 goals of this half. They were up. They were down 11-5. Here's a chance for Gilmore. Nice D by Romanchuk. You can see why he's spent a fair bit of time with Albany in the NLL. He is a sturdy defender, very heads up, and moves really nicely. Saved by Brown, and it's Oshawa coming the other way again. McDonald leaves it for Laskowitz. The latest goal scorer off to St. John. You know he'd love to get on track. McNabb with Ursu on him, goes low. Laskowitz, little underhand shot. They're going to call him through the crease and then playing the ball. I think on the follow-through of the shot, he probably stepped into the crease. So then once he comes out, somebody else has to play it first. Dachenko. Boy, a couple of goals can really put a spring in your step. He just looks like a more confident player. Again, he's got 21 assists coming into the game. He's doing fine. What a save, Brown. Or did it go wide? If he got a bit of it, that was a tremendous post-to-post play by the goaltender. Heads-up job by Thomas McDonald to hit Andrioli coming from the bench. Andrioli was wide open for a moment. Now he's open again, but the pass is kind of at his hip from Catoni. He couldn't quite get it. Gilmore. The ball rolls casually over to Rushka, who picks it up and heads it to Romanchuk on the near side. Gives it to Boyd. Goodchild takes the pass. Little pick there from Mikulich. Really fight to get his stick clear of Morgan. 8 on the shot clock. Bouncer's going to hit Veltman, never gets through. But it gets up out of play. That's going to be Whitby possession. Yeah, it hit the defender in front and then went out of play. So, Dachenko waited for Peroni to join him and gives Peroni the ball. Backdoor pass. Dachenko had to go get it. Fights his way through, but great check by Niall Sear. And here comes Veltman. They get a defender out. He still gets the shot off, but it's just a little bit wide. Farthing sees a lane, runs into the offensive zone, spins back out and hands it to Goodchild. Loses his glove, picks it up, and goes for the change. That shot is way wide. It'll be an over and back. It'll roll all the way down to Lane Rushka, and we're already over halfway through this quarter. It's 11-7. Whitby still up by 4, but Oshawa closing, 7:04 to play. We'll be back with more ALL on JBI. Oshawa with the only 2 goals of the half so far and possession. As we get going again, St. John feeds it through to McNulty. That's a nice save by Rushka. Bounces out of the crease, but spins back to him. That's no back in, as it was just the English on the ball, bringing it back to his stick. He gets the shot, who will hand it off to Goddard. There's Boyle. Oh, yeah, that's going to be a penalty. He took a swat to the side of the head. That'll be a slashing call, and the Steelhawks will go to the power play. Oshawa doesn't like it, but I thought it was pretty clear that Mandeville's stick got straight on the side of his helmet as he cut through. So Gustafson and Veltman at the top on the penalty kill. Taguri and Aki down low. Boyle hands it off. Now Boyd gets it back from Mickle. That one's off the crossbar. Veltman just sprinting. Dan Mickle was kind of trotting back, and then Veltman got going. And when Mickle realized it was too late, Rushka had to go bail him out. Boyle comes back to be the outlet. They go down deep to Dachenko. Pass through the middle. Mickle can't get the pass. Comes back out to Dachenko, though. Goddard with the hard rip. That one's wide. It's going to go over and back. It's also going to go into the bench where young Nate Sage will grab the ball and hand it to Mitch Gustafson. Romanchuk right up on him. And that's going to be a penalty to Romanchuk. Gustafson keeps playing. Yeah, you got to give that ball up. And Gustafson's going to get a penalty too, and he's arguing, but you just can't keep playing. You can complete your play, but you just got to throw the ball. You can toss it down in the corner. You can pass to a teammate. You can shoot if you want, but you only have about one step to do it. So Gustafson's arguing that, he shouldn't get a penalty because his helmet was knocked off, but there's no question he kept playing. There's 1 minute left in the Mandeville slashing call. Oh, actually. Wow, okay. Gustafson is not getting a penalty. He actually talked himself out of a penalty. I did not know that happened. For the record, I think it's absolutely wrong. There's no question that he should have got a penalty. But that means we'll go 1 minute of 4-on-4. And then the Outlaws will enjoy a man advantage, assuming no more infractions. Laskowitz rips one. Rushka was going down, but made the shoulder save. There's the outlet pass. All alone is Peroni. Bounces one, not the angle he was looking for, and Brown just lands on top of it. Great chance, not a bad idea, but just got away a little bit on the shot. Here's Katoni, watched by Boissonneau. Gets the pick from St. John. Nice switch by the D. Another pick from St. John. It's just not working out, so Katoni rips it. Hand save, Rushka straight back to Katoni. He's been very involved tonight in the offense. Not much happening out of it so far for Katoni, but feels like he's getting close. Gilray has farthing all over him. Well, that's a pretty nifty behind the back cross floor pass from Ethan Schott. Matt Boissonneau had to double clutch on, but not one you're going to see every day. 43 left on the penalty to Romanchuk. 13 here on the shot clock. Duchenko's already heading to the bench for a defender for Whitby. He'll be Farthing, the first man out on the penalty kill. Goodchild went back. Now he'll sprint to the bench to get all penalty killers out there. St. John up to Laskowitz. Fires a hard one. It goes, they're saying a reset, so it won't be an over and back. I guess it went off of Rushka, but it's Whitby getting down there first. Oh, and Chris Veltman just tosses Adam Peroni to the floor. Both those guys with Hall of Fame fathers. Eric Peroni, great player from the Brooklyn area. Oh, Romanchuk has it get away from him. He's out of the box to make it even strength, but couldn't get the breakaway opportunity. He's going to head towards his bench and leave it there for Trent Boyd. Boyd, as I mentioned, the leading scorer for Whitby coming in with 39 points. Here's Duchenko. Surveying, gets to Goddard on his offside. This is a nifty one to watch it go through that forest of legs, but Brown swallowed it up as we're under 3 minutes to go in the half. Only 2 goals in this quarter so far. Both from Oshawa. Laskowitz and Andrioli, I believe. Here's Gilmore. Rips one from outside. Another save by Rushka. Oshawa really applying the pressure in this quarter. Gustafson, he was thinking dunk, but Zach Ursu was onto him and was not allowing him to get that angle. The pass is wide, but does go through to Andrioli. Gilmore goes backdoor, can't connect with Keegan White. And Zach Ursu looks to make sure he's clear. Yeah, nobody around him, and he'll trot over center. Boyle finally passes the ball off. He'd run around for quite a while with it. 2 minutes to go in the half. 5 on the shot clock, and that is on target. Brown stops it. Taguri taps it away to himself with Boyle forechecking hard, but Taguri comes out, and he's going to head over center. McNulty trotting into the center after he passes it over to Katoni. Little pick. Trailer St. John quickly to Katoni. Oh, he gets underneath Houston, but there's the help from Peroni. McNulty took the pass, gets it back to Katoni, but it misses. Gets up out of play into the mesh, and that'll be Whitby ball. Oh, and that pass was right down by Peroni's feet, got away from him. And McKinnon hands it off to Paul St. John. Of course, Chris Veltman, his dad, all-time great Jim Veltman. Rushka grabs that ball after it was checked out of Andrioli's stick and just floated straight up to him. Oh, that's too much for Goddard. And there's Veltman grabbing the loose ball. Very much a family trait. And he calls the teammate over and rolls it to that teammate, John St. John, who put himself in position for the pass. McNabb takes a swat from Ursu, but hangs on to it. Now he'll find Katoni off the bench. This is St. John. That shot from McNabb. Rushka, not sure where it was, but it is all caught up in him. He steps off of it, and Boissonneau will bounce one ahead to Trent Boyd. 36 seconds on the game clock, about 22 at that point. Yeah, about a 12-second difference on the shot clock, so they can't quite work it all the way down for a last shot. Boyle spins off the check, scores! Owen Boyle just spinning and stepping into one from not far inside the restraining line, finds a hole, and Whitby is finally on the board here in the third quarter. They extend their lead back to 5, going up 12-7 with 20.6 to play. Remember to check out Lacrosse Link every week. Go to the Lacrosse Link website or the Lacrosse Link YouTube page and check us out on Facebook. We have a Facebook page. All the episodes are up there. And, of course, on Lax Sports Network in the archives are every Thursday night live. And Whitby, they took a timeout in the first quarter. They take one again in the third. So you're using up their timeouts for the Habs early. 18 seconds left. They will set up and try to get another one. It worked last time. Recall the play was Trent Boyd getting a screen, heading down the righty shoulder, and then going across the floor and back up a little higher to Boyle, who just ripped one, stepped in and fired it around the screen and found the mark for the last goal of the first quarter. Oh, now Dylan Goddard goes out. So Goddard, Mickle, and Romanchuk, the lefties. Peroni will start with it. Boyd and Dachenko, the other righties. So it's 6-on-5. Rushka on the bench, 14 seconds in the third quarter. Peroni takes his time. They get to 8. They're going to start to go soon. Over to Mickle. Goddard up to Dachenko. He'll let one rip, and that gets up off the bricks. And it's going to be Oshawa possession. Taguri tries a shot, but there were only 0.6 of a second to play. Now, Oshawa wants a penalty for checking as play was being blown in. Quarter is over. It's 12-7. Whitby over Oshawa in the Durham Derby. I'm Stephen Stamp. This is the ALL on JVI. All right, lacrosse friends, 15 minutes to decide a winner. Boissonneau and Gustafson out there for the draw. It's 12-7 for Whitby. That's a nice sportsmanlike play by Mitch Gustafson to point out that Lane Rushka was still adjusting his helmet so not to blow things in right away. Wouldn't have mattered, as it turns out. It's Zach Hirsch who has the ball for Whitby. What a strip by Taguri going over the top. All kinds of forecheck pressure, but Gustafson very calmly flips it over his shoulder, and Taguri runs into the offensive zone. Keegan White waiting for his offensive cohort to join him. Here's Katoni. St. John down to McNulty, who is stopped by Rushka with nobody around him. Gavin Prout is aghast that there was no moving pick or illegal pick called there after St. John just blew up a defender. That is what led to that wide open attempt at the net by McNulty. That pass is low on Goddard, gets away, but it's picked up by DeChenko. They've got 8 to shoot. Goodchild will do so. It's wide and gets up into the rafters. McDonald into the offensive zone. Romanchuk coming to get on him, knocks him down. That's almost over and back. Either way, it's going to be Whitby possession as the pass went to Martinell. He hands it off. Trent Boyd on the crease. And Romanchuk hit him with the pass. There's a stick out on the turf. I think it was Riley Martinell. Snapped that one. There's a possession call. Nobody seems to know exactly why. Whitby gets it, but it's a crease violation. Gustafson and McDonald both giving it to Trent Boyd for being in the crease. After, of course, they knocked him in. That's the way it goes. If you're playing offense, you're going to get that. If you're playing defense, you're going to do it. Here's Katoni. Pick from Gilmore, who has the stick ripped right out of his hands. He wants a holding the stick call, and kind of hard to argue. Here's DeChenko. Low bouncer. I guess if it's a bouncer, it has to be low. We started it low. I guess that was the point. Here's Sear. Niall Sear takes the outlet pass. Boissonneau up on him. Sears playing with fire with Boissonneau up on him, but he manages to make the pass off to Katoni. 15 seconds to shoot. Laskowitz, underhand shot is blocked by Romanchuk. Goes to Keegan White. Boissonneau on him. White trying to get a shot off. Does. That's a pretty good shot. But Rushka kind of drops his glove on top of it and smothers it to the turf. Here comes Boissonneau. Whitby back in the offensive zone. Mickle finds Boyle. This is Josh Campbell. That one's blocked out front. Looked like must have been up in the mesh, but it's tipped and goes out better play on the pass. Off an offensive stick, so Oshawa will get the ball. Peyton Wallace. Tony sidearm to Gilray. Got Farthing on him. The shot stopped by Rushka, who's been busy. Oshawa really mounting some opportunities. Now Farthing tries to find DeChenko off the bench. DeChenko misses the pass and then gets absolutely flattened by Oriel Mandeville. Here's Veltman. Right on the crease to Niall Sear, who's just doubled over. He saw the hit from Ursu coming, kind of started to crouch and got helped into it with the hit. Oshawa takes possession, though. 11 left as Katoni waits and gets it to St. John. Laskowitz scores! 2 seconds left on the shot clock. He was just trying to get a reset, it looked like. Well, I don't think Luke Laskowitz is ever just trying to get a reset, but from way downtown, his fourth of the game. Laskowitz bangs one home, and it's 12-8 with 11:28 to go in the fourth. The Outlaws are not going away quietly in this one. Morgan and Boissonneau. Boissonneau early, so it will be Oshawa possession. Keegan White will pick it up. Romanchuk again playing defense way up high and knocks it loose again and strips. No, Romanchuk lost his stick. He looks to the refs like, my stick is gone. It's going to roll out to Ethan Schott. And Gavin Proud on the bench is saying, just whoa, Nelly, slow things down. Boyd gives it off to Goodchild. Hits Goddard. That pass is knocked away. Not sure if it was off Whitby or Oshawa. They're going to call over and back, so it's just off the stick of DeChenko. He will just get in position to play defense against Katoni. Not let him have an easy start, but he does anyway. And Goodchild bounces it. Sorry, that was Gilmore. Bounces off the post. Comes out to John St. John, who's all alone, and buries one. before Rushka can really get reset. And it's 12-9. Oshawa creeping back into it. Veltman comes up with it. He's got Gilmore with him. Wallace hands it off. Andrioli down to St. John. Up to Laskowitz. Peroni taking a look, gets a pick on him coming on Gilray. The pass to Gilray. Steps out, shoots. Near side stop by Rushka. It's going to roll all the way down. And Jackson Brown hands it off to Gilray. St. John comes up to meet him. Well past the restraining line. Gives it quickly to Andrioli. He scored a beauty earlier going underneath, but Boissonneau adjusts, and that pass is up out of play. Oshawa is saying it was touched by a Whitby player. They're not getting the call, and here comes Boyle to the net. Saved by Jackson Brown. So Oshawa getting an unsportsmanlike conduct call, and now they're getting another one. The Oshawa bench is livid about that play because they're adamant that it was tipped. And Steve McCarthy is getting tossed from the game. So it's just one unsportsmanlike conduct penalty to a bench minor to Oshawa. And then McCarthy's tossed. He'll get, I guess, a 10, but nothing that's going to cause a man disadvantage. Hard bounce shot by Boyd off the face of Jackson Brown. Oriel Mandeville had it. It gets away from him. He's pushed into the boards from behind. And now Oshawa wants a loose ball push called. I mean, you could make that call, you could not, but you can see that Oshawa is just ready to be outraged at this point because they really feel they've been hard done by. Mickle up to Boyle. Good child over to Boyd. That pass through the middle is picked off by Mandeville. He just runs through his man, but then the ball comes loose. Did a great job fighting through the check from Boyle, but just lost the ball at the last second, or it could have been a good time to push up. Of course, Oshawa still shorthanded as Andrioli goes for a run. Rips one, scores! Sorry, that was Tate Gattoni. I was saying Andrioli, that was Tate Gattoni who fought through the check, and then the Whitby player raced off to the bench instead of staying to play D, which made it a 4-on-4. Gattoni takes advantage of the space that opened up, and the shorthanded marker makes it 12-10. Oshawa has some momentum here. 8:41 to play. Gustafson wins it, taps it ahead to himself. Oh, great trail check by Boissonneau. Oh, and that's a penalty to Boissonneau as he checks Gustafson into the boards. Mark Farthing, the Whitby captain, immediately goes to make sure Gustafson's okay. Now we see that whether that's a 2 or a 5. Okay, and Oshawa, now they're upset because that's just going to be a minor for checking from behind. They wanted 5 for boarding. And again, you can see the case. So it's 4-on-4 for another 39 seconds. St. John watched by Ursu. Fights him off. The pass finds McNabb, stopped by Rushka. Boy, Lane Rushka has been really challenged, and he has come up big. But Oshawa still creeping their way back into this. Shot across center. Mickle. Dachenko going underneath. Runs behind the net. Penalty coming. And the goal just before the buzzer. Steph Dachenko does his best Luke Laskowitz impression. Taking that shot just before the 30 expires, just inside the restraining line. Huge, I believe, shorthanded goal for Dachenko, making it 13-10. So the penalty's wiped out. And Whitby will remain, or Oshawa will remain on the power play. DeGurry gives it to St. John. Heads to the bench. Oshawa has their 5 attackers out now. There's Laskowitz. St. John, little sidearm shot. Stopped by Rushka. Farthing thought he had it. Now he does. He got away from him, but then he gets the pass from Schott. And Schott races to the bench to get a chance for Dachenko to come out. He drew attention away and created a good scoring chance for Farthing, but he was stopped by Jackson Brown. Just some really good plays around the roster by Whitby on that one. Katoni. Hard shot off the hand of Rushka, fresh 30. Laskowitz up to Katoni. Behind the back, St. John's shot, chest save. Romanchuk spins out of the crease, lobs it ahead. Cody Hamley over center. 10 left on the Oshawa penalty. Sorry, the Whitby penalty. Boissonneau is up with 1 foot on the bench, 1 foot on the boards, ready to hop over. Here he comes. And that shot is turned aside. We go the other way. Oshawa, the pass ahead to Niall Sear. He's picked up by Martinell. Sorry, that's Edwards. Katoni cutting to the net. Gotten a little too deep by the time the pass got to him, so he hands it off. Laskowitz then goes to McNabb. 2 defenders all over him. He'll flip it over his shoulder, but Boissonneau is the first guy there, and he'll sprint up over center. 6 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. 13-10. Whitby ahead of Oshawa. Mandeville hard checking up on Boissonneau. Will lob it to Dachenko and head for a rest. Well-earned breather. Mickle slips out, trying to go unnoticed, but Aki picks him up. Diving attempt off the far post as Owen Boyle went across the crease. Goes all the way down to Rushka. And he will ignore the man close to him and pass it up to Ethan Schott, who now gives it to Dachenko. Boyle fakes the low shot. Now he fires one off the foot of Jackson Brown, and we have had a ton of action in the first 9 minutes and 39 seconds of this fourth quarter. We'll take the officials' time out. It's 13-10. Whitby over Oshawa in the Durham Derby, ALL on JVI. Whitby with possession. 5:15 to go, and the Steelhawks up by 3. The feed through to Mickle. Oh, what a save by Brown. Mickle is usually money there. Now Jordan Aki sprinting into the offensive zone. Great pass. Oh, Gustafson. The hard twister, but Rushka, another save. I don't know how many shots Lane Rushka has faced in this game, but it is a lot, and he has had to be sharp. Gustafson. Pressure from Peroni, stays out of the crease, attempts the dunk shot. Now he and Peroni getting into it. The punch thrown, they're going to go. Gustafson's helmet is off. It comes off all the time. He's trying to get Peroni's helmet off as well. Yeah, you got to get that helmet off. Peroni rams him into the boards. And that'll be about it. So Mitch Gustafson is advocating for heading to the dressing room. Now he and Shaw having some conversation, and the refs need to probably just rein this in, maybe get their coaches to. Yeah, you can hear the Oshawa bench, the coaches telling Mitch Gustafson that that's enough. He wants to go to the dressing room because he figures he's done if he's got a 5. .437 to go. It's 13-10 for Whitby. Officials discussing everything, see what the call is. So Gustafson went for the dunk attempt. I believe it went off the post. Certainly a stick hit the post. Gustafson fell. Shot was all over him. They came out and there were some pushes exchanged. You can see Gustafson saying, "Take your helmet off." That's what he's really upset about. Captain's in now. Farthing, the captain for Whitby. Laskowitz wearing the A as an alternate captain for Oshawa. We haven't had any indication what the penalties are. I'm guessing that they were never indicated what the penalties were. I'm guessing it's just 5 each for fighting, which means they will both be gone for the remainder of regulation time and the first 23 seconds of overtime if we were to go to that point. But John with a huge pick, St. John gets the pass and then just misses on the shot. Gilmore gets it back. Here's Katoni. He backpedals, gives it to St. John. McNabb's high shot. Rushko is going down, but throws the arm up and gets a piece of it. Tough better play off of him, and Oshawa will get possession again. Laskowitz with the fresh 30 restarts down to Katoni. Gilmore trying to open up space for him. Little back pick from St. John. He takes a swat from Houston. It is getting chippy. Katoni tries to push one through, but Farthing knocks it down, picks it up, and runs over center. Whitby coaches tell him to just take your time, slow it down. Farthing bounces one to the far corner to Boyd. Here's Boyle. All kinds of stuff going on. It's Goodchild and Morgan getting into it out front. And Goodchild's stick wound up down the corner. Morgan staying all on top of him. Oh, and there's a slash that doesn't get called. Boyle tries to spin to the net. What's fascinating, away from the ball as that shot is taken. There's finally a penalty. Riley Morgan and Tyler Goodchild have been after each other the whole time, and that is just a poor decision. You can see it building. And eventually Morgan takes the penalty. Illegal cross-check is the call. That's going to give Whitby a man advantage with a 13-10 lead with 3:21 to play. That was an ongoing battle between Morgan and Goodchild throughout that possession. Boyle up to Goddard. They go strong left again. Boyd gets it down to Duchenko. It's Mandeville and Veltman at the top of the penalty kill. Aki and Taguri down low as usual for Oshawa. Duchenko to Boyd. His shot is wide. It hits Taguri in the leg and bounces to Mickle, but Taguri quickly gets back and Veltman scoops it up and heads up the floor. He's got a man to Katoni off the bench. What a pass. The return, what a great give and go play, but Rushka again with the big save. Boissonneau spins, doesn't know where the ball is. Veltman's the first one there. Romanchuk just ties him up, and Oshawa is going to get the ball. That give and go between Veltman and Katoni was a thing of beauty. That shot gets nowhere near the net, does bounce over to Katoni. They've got 15 to go on the shot clock, and Rushka, another save, bounces out to Andrioli, who flicks it up top. And now running away from trouble is Keegan White, Farthing watching him. Picked off, pass ahead. Oh, and Ursu didn't know where it was. And Josh Shiguri goes up and gets it back for Oshawa. So they're down by 3 with 2 minutes to go, and they're shorthanded for another 35 seconds. You can't really just kill the penalty. You got to try to attack. There's a big pick that sent Boissonneau flying. To be fair, that's the standard that's been set. They're letting the picks go, so you got to just fight through them. Here's Laskowitz with another fresh 30 for Oshawa, and they score. Short-handed marker for Jeff McNulty on a lovely touch pass from Luke Laskowitz. It's 13-11. .142 to play in this 2-goal game. Again, 21 seconds left in the Oshawa penalty. Aki coming out to take the face-off. Of course, Gustafson is sitting in the penalty box. Boissonneau clamps down, pulls it back, and Ethan Schock grabs it. Shot ahead to Boyle. Of course, it's critical down the stretch here. You know, Gustafson out for Oshawa, their key faceoff guy. Peroni has been a major contributor for Whitby. Goddard gets it back. Nobody to pass to, so he just takes the shot. But Brown is equal to that. He fires it ahead to Veltman because he was worried about the 8-second count. Now Veltman gets it. Hamley all over him, and he makes a nice pass to Niall Sear. There's a drive to the net. Penalty coming. The Oshawa player was checked into the crease, went right into the legs, took out the legs of Lane Rushka. I think it's Tate Katoni who went in. He'll lift himself up. Boy, that developed quickly. I'm not sure. I haven't seen the indication actually who the penalty is on. As Katoni went right into the legs of Rushka. Definitely a push from Whitby helping him in there, but he did not avoid the goalie. So who's it going to go to? It'll be Whitby taking the 2-minute either cross-check or check from behind penalty. That's the check from behind. So, 2-minute penalty with 57.6 seconds to go. So, obviously, that will not be served in full. It's 13-11. Whitby, Oshawa has been battling back. Laskowitz at the top. You know he's a deadly sniper. St. John's pass is knocked down by Romanchuk, who races after it. Runs past St. John. Shoots, and that one's blocked and knocked wide. That's off a Whitby player. Huh? Looks like the officials have a disagreement, and Whitby is going to get possession. So with 39.3 seconds, you can hear Jeff Dowling saying, put some pressure on it, and Oshawa wants the ball put into play down where the penalty occurred, or where the play occurred, but instead it's put in over half. Boissonneau escaping, Wallace up on him. Terrific pass to get it to Boyle, who goes to the net and shoots. And Oshawa is going to take a timeout as they get possession with 18 seconds to go on the man advantage, down 13-11. Now, in a lot of cases, you won't pull the goalie, but they may, I would suggest, probably pull Jackson Brown and put their 6th runner up at about center. The 6-on-4 and just attack. Rushka throws his hair back, puts his helmet on, and makes his way back to his crease. You've got Romanchuk and Farthing high for the penalty-killing Steelhawks. Boissonneau down low with, I would think, Ethan Schott. Yeah, it's got to be Schott. Laskowitz sprints up, 16 seconds, gets ahead to Katoni, down to St. John. Laskowitz cutting back door, gets it. Oh, the pass across to Katoni just misses. Schott's going to run over center, 5 seconds left. He's taking a look, and he throws it into the empty net with 1.6 seconds to go to make the final. Whitby 14, Oshawa 11. A stirring comeback by the Outlaws will not quite come to fruition. Whitby will go up 7-2 in the career record of the Durham Derby. That was quite a game. Thanks for being with us, lacrosse friends, here for Arena Lacrosse League action on JVI Sports Network. Big weekend in store. We've got 3 games tomorrow, 2 games on Sunday at the ILA. There are 2 here in Oshawa and then 1 in Millbrook tomorrow. So check them all out on the JVI Sports Network YouTube page, or just scroll down the Arena Lacrosse League website and the games will be embedded down there. Thanks for being with us, lacrosse friends. I'm Stephen Stamp. This is the ALL on JVI Sports Network.